Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Wallace and we're here today in Stockholm for NextGen Banking Nordics. Joining me is Rasmus Jarborg from SEB and we're going to be talking about leadership in digitization. Rasmus, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Sure.
Firstly, what are your role models around digitization and where do you gain your inspiration?
Well, I think within banking, our role models, I would say, are BBVA in Spain. I think it's really impressive, sort of the clarity of vision that their chairman had way back when, and the fact that they've been leading this race, and I think saying a lot of truth that some of us are only now catching up to. So I'd say, first and foremost, BBVA, big bank, a lot of them, people know about them, a lot of people would sort of connect them to the ongoing digitization. But another one that I'm inspired by, which is perhaps less well known, is mBank in Poland. mBank is a little bank that was digital first, that actually has a full digital offering straight through, that have some very modern thoughts about customer segmentation and meeting customer demands. And they're actually moving into the physical space from being digital only. And when I met with our CEO, I think I was impressed by the fact that he was sort of older, he wasn't a young hip guy, but he made a point of being the most digitized guy in the entire bank. He had every single conceivable gadget wired to his body. He insisted on having biometric card readers, even though they were more expensive, just because they were cool. And he wanted really to show his organization that they were committed to being first. Outside of banking, I think it's interesting to look at companies like Disney. I'm talking more about the Disney theme parks, how they really shape the entire customer journey and how that work starts before a family even arrives at the park. Within retail, I think we look at Burberry's actually. When Burberry's reinvented their brand, they started online, designed the web experience, and then redesigned the stores to match the way their online sort of experience was. And I think that's really cool. And SEB is first and foremost a large corporate bank, but we're also the largest private banking operation in this part of the world. And so Burberry's private banking, it's a good role model for us to have.
And what are the key traits leaders should have in the digitization journey?
It's always tough to sort of I think review and give top leaders advice, but I would say that the three traits that I look for in my leaders, first and foremost, courage. I think you do have to be brave, to be challenging the status quo, to be the guy or girl on the ramparts, sort of saying the world is changing, here's how we have to change to succeed. So courage, first of all. Secondly, I think clarity of vision, to be able to really look ahead and to internalize all this information that's washing over us and all these trends and say, what does this mean for us? What does it mean for our customers? And how can we sort of adapt and adopt these trends in order to be a winner in the future? So secondly, I say clarity of vision. And thirdly, inclusion. I think it is easier to end up in a position where you are the smartest guy in the room or think you are, and then nobody else gets it. And if you're going to succeed in any organization, especially in a large one like SEB, you have to make sure you have everybody with you. So how good you are at explaining this, how good you are at motivating your people, how good you are at really making sure that people feel a sense of co-creation, that they're on this journey with you. That to me is a trait that I would look for.
And finally, what's the best advice you've been given in regards to the topic of digitization?
I think the two best pieces of advice I've had, one was from our former CEO, who said, just get started, just start doing it, stop talking about it. I think that it is so easy to get stuck in the PowerPoint and to be all about the theorizing and building the best possible plan on paper. But you know what, just get started. Start working on it, start delivering, and that's when you'll see what works and what doesn't. So that's one. And the second best piece of advice is actually from a friend of mine who's a consultant who gave me this little term that I use a lot now, is see something as a no regrets move, right? Even before you're done thinking about it, you know, if the conceivable outcomes of what you're planning to do don't really have a catastrophic end, then just do it. See it as a no regret move. Even if the world turns out this way instead of that way, or if the customers think that instead of this, if we do this, will you regret it? If the answer is no, then that's a no regret move. Just do it.
Rasmus, this has been great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching.